What's up, everybody? NJ Sweats back with a fight night. We are the biggest degenerates in New Jersey. How'd you do last week, Joey?
I did good. We thought it wasn't going to be a moneymaker, but we prevailed. Had some parlays. We hit some dogs. It was a good card. I just want to say, if you follow us on Twitter at NJ Sweats, we tweet out some live bets. Maybe a parlay here and there. Sometimes we switch up our
Yeah,
picks
you
from the
tweeted a
video.
parlay and it hit.
It did hit. So, just saying that we stay active.
Yeah, the card was in complete flux last week. People missing weight, this, that, and the other thing. But if you follow us on Twitter, we will adjust for you guys.
That's right. We're adaptable.
As you know, how our show is set up, we both get 3 fighters, one parlay, and then we're going to pick one underdog for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So this week, I will start it off. You're going to watch me put 200 on the first fight, Max Volkov. So, what?
I don't know how to say his name. Roscoff?
Voskov. So this guy is
Yeah.
one of the best collegiate wrestlers out of NC State. The reason why this fight stuck out for me was you just look at the line. So Austin Hubbard was supposed to fight Joe Selecki.
Yep.
And basically the same line. Joe Selecki was minus 170, 180.
Right.
This guy, Max, 4 days notice.
Out of nowhere.
The line opened up as an underdog. He was a plus 120 underdog, but now he's minus 205. And every time I go on my DraftKings app, every time I go on my betting app, he's up a notch. Can I get it to its minus 200? So another thing to point out, this guy tweeted a couple weeks ago. He tweeted, told my manager I'd take a short notice fight at 170. 4 days notice without training, 2 weeks because of an injury. I just want to be in there, man. I want to do some crazy things and show everybody.
He wants it.
I mean, are the Sharps seeing something? This guy was injured, now short notice, and he is – what short notice guy do you see minus 200?
No, especially making a UFC debut. That's – yeah, that's fucking
Austin
crazy.
Hubbard that the Sharps are probably keying in about, this guy has no takedown defense.
Mm-hmm. Who, Hubbard or Roscoff?
Hubbard has no takedown defense. They're thinking Roscoff, Max, is just going to take him down, hold him there the whole round, rack up a bunch of points. But being a collegiate wrestler, I mean, could you fight? Does he have stand-up?
It's true.
Nobody knows about his chin. He is 5-0, but
yeah,
he was an LFA champion too.
I mean, that means something. Yeah, I don't have any take on that fight. I didn't even watch. I have no idea who either of these guys are. So
yeah, so you watch me put 200 on minus 190 Max. Here at NJ Sweats, a lot of other guys, not to call them out, they'll tell you to pick somebody, or they'll tell you to pick somebody, and then the next week they'll be like, I had him. If you paid for my picks, you would have saw that. Here, I'm putting the money. I'm putting the money on it. You're seeing it. I'm riding or dying with you. I'll lose money before you guys do. So
true. Yeah. That's
the first fight. I always like to go a little bit bigger on the first fight, so we'll see.
What
do you got for us?
I like it. So the fight right after that, I'm gonna be on Roxanne Modafferi against Lauren Murphy. I don't love the fact that I'm betting this fight, or even I'm talking about betting this fight, because it's a 37-year-old versus 36-year-old. But Lauren Murphy, she's coming off 2-fight win streak here against Barella. Andrea Lee is a good fighter, and then Modafferi coming off a win against Macy Barber, a loss to Jennifer Maia. This fight means nothing in terms of contender rankings, but I watched a lot of Lauren Murphy and Modafferi, as hard as it was to watch this week. And Modafferi just seems more spry. like I said, like they're both like in their upper 30s. So like it looks like Modafferi's got more juice in the tank. I think she's got better ground game. Uh, and Lauren Murphy kind of looks like she's slowing down a little bit. So yeah, I just like Modafferi here at this number at minus 120. Like that line is pretty like accurate to me, but I think the better value is on Modafferi here.
So to cut it,
I actually forget everything about that fight. I watched the Barella fight earlier, and it just looks like or the Eubanks fight, and I don't know. She just looks slower, and I feel like
he beat
Modafferi will be able
Barella
to
as a
like
big underdog.
stick and move.
Lauren Murphy beat Barella as a big underdog.
Yeah, I mean she's a good fighter, but
And Roxanne got a big upset last fight too.
that's true. Macy Barber did tear her ACL in that fight.
That's the
Uh,
one. That's the one.
that
A woman
okay,
got hurt. Yeah. So Macy Barber got hurt late in that fight, and she
yeah,
won. Okay. I got mixed up with Lauren Murray's upset because she got an upset on her last fight too.
okay, yeah. I just think like Modafferi's like movement and like her grappling is I think a notch above Murphy. So like I think those things will give her problems. So I'm gonna lock in Roxanne Modafferi for my first fight minus 120.
Yeah, I'm leaning to that side too.
Uh huh.
So
Your
my second fight, me and Joey talked about this before the video, and we're kind of on opposites here.
mm-hmm. I know
I'm
where this is
going.
going.
So last card, an Italian one,
Mm-hmm.
and this card, I think a Canadian's gonna win. They have to keep some Canadians on the roster.
You're switching up. You're going whole 180 here.
Mark Andre Barrio.
Uh huh.
This is
Against Oscar
versus
Pichota.
Oscar Pichola. This is basically a pick'em, and these guys are fighting for a roster spot.
That's true.
They
That's so
need
true.
a Canadian on the roster spot. They are wheeling. They're both on 3-fight losing streaks.
uh,
And Oscar he loses by finish. He 2 fights by submission, 1 fight by knockout.
mm-hmm.
And the thing about Mark Andre is this guy just doesn't do enough. He's not going to get knocked out, and he probably won't knock out Oscar.
Yeah. He tries to he tries to clinch with you, maybe get you down.
Mm-hmm.
He's really like very stiff. Like he's a big dude, so like he's flat footed, doesn't move a lot. Oscar's kind of on the other side.
Yeah, I'm
Like
hoping like the
nimble.
smaller octagon maybe forces Andre to get a little bit more active, rack
That's
up some
true.
points.
I like that.
He's good in the clinch, as Joey said.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe hold Oscar, maybe grind him out.
Yeah,
So
he's gonna use his size.
yeah, so Oscar could get tired in the later rounds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a very close fight, but I have to go with my Canadian because Air Jordan last week lost a touchy feely.
That's
No, they're from the
big
same
for us.
province. They're
I
from
don't
the
have a
same
problem.
province. So
Yeah,
Mark Andre needs to get revenge for his fellow Canadians.
yeah. You gotta defend the homeland, man. You gotta make a name for yourself.
So that's it.
I like it.
Minus
Um,
110.
uh, I'll go my second pick here. I want to pick Bilal Muhammad against Lyman Good.
I'm also on the
Um,
opposite end.
what was that?
I'm also on the opposite end right there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I thought you'd be on Bilal Muhammad because Lyman Good had COVID, and he's coming back from it. But
I don't believe in COVID.
nah, everyone's got their opinion. But it's a real polarizing topic. COVID is right now. Some people think it's fake. Some people think it's real. But Bilal Muhammad minus 120. The thing I like doing this a lot. I like picking the guy who I think is more technical and more like has better cardio, which I think is Bilal Muhammad at minus 120, and then maybe hedge it with Lyman Good KO round 1, because when Lyman Good comes out the fight, he throws fast and hard as fuck. Like if you look at him, like you won't be surprised because he's fucking jacked. But I think the longer this fight goes, the more it becomes like Bilal Muhammad's fight. And I think at that point, like once he gets going, once he finds the range, he's a hard guy to stop. And I think he doesn't get enough love in the UFC. I think he should be ranked, honestly. But yeah, I think maybe Bilal Muhammad by points, maybe hedge it, Lyman Good, KO round one. Um, yeah, I mean, Bilal Muhammad has beaten for he's 6-1 in his last 7. He lost to Jeff Neal, who's a stud.
Jeff Neal, hands of steel.
Hands of steel. He's fucking real deal. And then Lyman Good, he lost to Damian Maia. He beat Ben Saunders. Win-loss, win-loss. If we're going to follow that trend, this should be his loss. He really beat the shit out of Chance for Encounter last fight, but I think Bilal Muhammad's a little bit more of a complete fighter than Chance for Encounter, especially in the striking department. So, yeah, I'm going to lock in Bilal Muhammad, minus 120. I think on FanDuel he's like minus 144 now, so maybe hop on that quickly.
Yeah, so to piggyback Joey, my third fight is Lyman Good.
Of course it is.
The American Cyborg.
Uh-huh.
So
He
these
looks like
guys were both the Bellator guys.
That's true. Oh,
And I like Lyman Good. I mean, this guy is shredded. This guy's on gear. I think he's
yeah.
going to get a finish in the first round.
I said that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hedge it. Like that hedge.
What
Hedge
Lyman Good is susceptible to is his chin, but Bilal Powell doesn't have the most power.
Powell. Different sport.
Bilal Muhammad doesn't have the most power.
Uh-huh.
And if Bilal Muhammad, I want to say the Jets running back so bad.
You're feeding for football. That's why.
I know. So Bilal Muhammad, he's very active. Goes in bunches, just doesn't have the power.
Yeah.
And Lyman Good, pretty much teed up on Roundtree last fight, knocked him out. He didn't really look that good in that fight, honestly, except for a couple of punches.
He comes out and throws hard as shit. That's the thing that scares me.
So, I mean, if this gets to the second round, you have to worry. But, I mean, a lot of these fights in this card are very close. So,
yeah.
This is filmed on Thursday. We're gonna still be researching Friday and Saturday during the day. You follow us on Twitter. There might be some switches and picks.
Yeah, and like fucking with the way this shit's going, half this card might be off the the fights might not happen because everyone's got COVID. Like earlier today, Frank Camacho, Matt Frivola off. So I think it's big.
Frivola's corner man got COVID.
Billy Quarantillo, that was the guy.
What?
He's the one who got COVID. Billy Q. Who just
won.
Yeah.
He was his corner guy?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we can't hate on Billy Q. He made us a lot of money. Alpha Ginger.
Yeah. That sucks though.
So you got your last fight?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with a little prop action here. I'm gonna go with Courtney Casey and Jillian Robertson. How will fight end? By points. Or actually, will the fight go the distance? Yes, minus 148. I don't know why they're different odds there. I'm looking on FanDuel right now. Obviously take minus 148. But the reason I like that is because I think they're pretty similar fighters. I actually kind of like Courtney Casey more in this fight to beat Jillian Robertson, if that's the way you want to go. But I think the safer pick for me is minus 148 at will the fight go to distance. Because I think they're both primarily grappling-based fighters. And I think because of that, it'll really offset when it hits the mat. And then I don't think either of them really has the power to or technique or just striking experience to hit them with a clean shot that'll put one of them on the ground. So I could just see this going the distance. I think they're pretty similar, even though Casey's got 6 years on her and is a little bit bigger. So yeah, I think they're very similar fighters, and because of that, I think the fight will go the distance. Both really good on the ground. not as good on the feet, even though they're both pretty decent on the feet. But yeah, that's my third pick, minus 148.
So my parlay is, I mean, I'm rocking with Curtis Blaydes. I think you guys all heard of Curtis Blaydes.
Yeah,
People think he is free money this week. I'm just throwing him in a
I'm all in.
parlay. I'm not going to play him at minus 400. I think
Of
it.
course.
I think it grew too big because it opened up at
Excuse me.
minus 235. So it grew
Mhm.
almost 200 points.
Oh, holy shit!
Nothing. Everybody has a fighter's chance in the UFC, but
That's
throwing a
true.
parlay at minus 400. You saw some favorites are killing it in the UFC.
That's yeah.
There's
That makes me almost like wary of this stuff.
since like UFC 249, only like 12 underdogs won.
Hmm.
We got to keep rocking with those favorites. Um,
Why not?
I'm
Trend.
I'm backing your Roxanne Modafferi pick, throwing her in a parlay at minus 124,
Hmm.
and then I'm going Bobby Green.
Okay.
Clay is just
Right.
that old man.
He
Uh,
is.
Jim Jim Miller slumped him last fight. I
I
think
love Jim Miller too.
I think this guy is done. I mean, Bobby Green is like borderline on the UFC roster too, so he
Yeah,
needs.
they're both kind of done in that fight. It seems like that's
But
just kind of like a
I
fun
like the
fight.
opening line for Bobby Green. My theory is one of these big favorites back to back are going to lose. Either
Hmm.
Roosevelt Roberts or Bobby Green are going to get
Uh-huh.
upset. So I think Bobby Green wins. Maybe Roosevelt Roberts loses. Who knows? To Jim Elliott.
Right. Jim
But
Miller.
so I got them three: Bobby Green, Roxanne Modafferi, and Curtis Blaydes, and that
Mhm.
is plus 221.
I like that. My parlay, putting Blaydes in there as well. I think that almost scares me though, because like
I think
everyone's gonna
everybody
be on
has him
Blaydes.
in a parlay. Everybody has him in a parlay.
Everyone, and it just like stylistically, like Volkov is gigantic and like these long limbs, and Blaydes is just gonna like take him down, like smash him. But it seems too obvious, but
You know,
still, you have to throw him.
here's one thing. Here's a pivot. If that seems too obvious, why don't you just go Frank Camacho in his new fight minus
That's true.
355?
Yeah, I liked him against Frivola. So
Yeah, that guy is a savage. That guy has knockout written all over
yeah,
it. He'll knock
it,
you out. I mean, that's the same line. So if you want to pivot there, go ahead.
yeah, and I like that because like there's so many people on Blades that's making me so nervous.
Mhm.
But it's a fight game, so anything can happen. But yeah, my parlay, Blades or any big money line you want to throw in there. You want to throw Pennington in there over Ray now. I just think she's a better striker. Coming off 2 losses to like top. She fights top tier girls all the time, so I think this should be in the bank for her. I'm putting Roosevelt in there. I hate betting against Jim Miller because I love the guy, but like he looked really good in the Brock Weaver fight to me, so I can see him kind of lighting Miller up on the feet, and then I want to throw in there as well Modafferi Murphy to go to decision like minus 300 because it just seems like it's gonna go to decision to me. So those 4 picks plus 268, a little extra money in there. That's my parlay.
Yeah.
To the dogs.
To our underdog segment,
Hmm.
I'm going Marion Renault.
Okay.
Old lady, 42 years old. Coming off 2 losses.
She's in great shape.
Coming off 2 losses. She fought Holly Holm. She fought some good fighters. But let me see. So the thing about her is the line opened up at 175 Pennington,
Hmm.
and then grew slightly to minus 190. But one of these woman underdogs will win. Um, so Pennington, how's she doing her last fight against Holly Holm?
She pretty much just got like pieced up and clinched up the entire fight.
Yeah, that's typical Holly Holm.
That is typical Holly. It was very not the most thrilling fight, but she looked
Hmm.
good.
So I'm doing a small bet on Renault. I like the line. She's veteran. You never know with these women's fighters; they split decisions all day.
Yeah,
I gotta go with her.
yeah. I don't hate it because I yeah. It's funny because her fiance is fighting on the same card, Tisha Torres. That's gonna be my dog. Um, Tisha
Okay, so
Torres.
if your fiance is fighting in the same card,
One of them's gotta lose,
one of them has to win, one of them has to lose, or both of them win.
or both of them can lose.
That would be a sad night.
It's the fun. It's the beauty of the sport. Yeah, I want to take Tisha Torres plus 165 here against Brianna Van Buren minus 190. The only reason I'm taking Tisha Torres here is because I just think there's value at plus 165. I think I like after watching. So Brianna Van Buren, her second fight in the UFC.
They think she's the women's Daniel Cormier.
She does train at AKA. So I could see where they get that comparison from. But like she's minus 190 her second fight in the UFC. You throw her in there against Tisha Torres, who has fought Zhang Weili, Joanna, Rose Namajunas, Michelle Watterson, Carla. She's fought everyone, and she's still only 30 years old.
Yeah, she went through the gauntlet.
She really did, and she's plus 165. Like, is Van Buren really going to show her anything she's never seen?
And Van Buren's Van Buren's literally like tops 5 foot.
Yeah, she is small. And Torres is kind of jacked. So like, I just think like if Van Buren was like minus like 140, 150, I think I'd be more on Van Buren. But like because she's minus 190 and Torres is plus 165, I just think there's like too much value. And then like judging, like probably goes decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't really throw a power. So like, who fucking knows? You might get like the weird judges who give the fight to whoever they like better, whoever like talk to them in the fucking buffet line. Like, I don't know.
We're pretty much thinking like the same thing. We think a woman's gonna get upsetted.
Yeah, and apparently it's even deeper than that because apparently fucking we think
during games or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what their relationship status is like at the moment, but they're involved.
Yo, one thing I looked into that fight. Guess if you had to guess, what did Brianna Van Buren open up as? So she's 230 right now.
She's 230 now?
Yeah, it's growing and growing.
Oh, I don't know. Like what? Like 160. 160.
So if you take that is a more realistic line. I think it's way, way inflated. You put in
second fight
on a second fight, 5'0" fighter
against a girl who's fought everyone.
So I'm betting. So you're betting Tisha Torres, and you're not scared of a knockout at all. You're gonna watch that whole fight. You're not scared of a knockout. You just have to hope the judges.
That's pretty much That's my line of thinking.
So I like. So,
yeah, I think, and I will say like Van Buren's like super fun to watch. Like if she wins this fight, she's the next contender at flyweight. Like her and her coaches are like really in sync. She's really present during the fight. Like she's fucking like. It's really tough. So I think
women's contender fights just go get a title fight and just get fucking murdered.
Yeah, I think both these girls are just gonna get fucking crushed by.
Well, Tisha Torres has been getting murdered by the top people.
She hangs with them. That's why. So that's why I'm like plus 165. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Follow us on Twitter.
Yep, follow us on Twitter, NJ Sweats. Thank you guys for watching. We're up to like 60 views of video. We're trying to get to 100. Like and subscribe. We'll catch you next week. There's a card next week, right?
Shit don't stop. There's anything going on right now.
I know. So, we're working Saturday night. We're working Saturday.
24/7. Watching fights, watching lines all day.
All right. NJ Sweats out.
See you.
Peace.